Intoxica! What's happening, everybody? After a long absence of doing thrift hauls, I'm back. Hey! This is Thrifty Business Thrift Haul number 45, and you're probably looking at me going, what the hell's Jason wearing today? It's summertime in Vegas, and he usually has like a tank top on. Well, for my special guest co-host today, I had to wear this shirt in honor of his second career, first career being a thrifter and an eBayer. Nick Garces. Hello, Nick. How are you, sir?
What's going on, Jason? How you doing?
Good. So if you guys don't know Nick, Nick's been on my show before. Nick's been on the Thrift Haul Throwdown, where we both have lost to Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures Collier. And Nick is also a police officer. Are you a detective? What are you nowadays?
I'm a police officer. I do work inside, but I'm coming down to a close in this chapter of my life,
right.
So which is pretty nice.
So this I thrifted off the rack last Halloween. It's a little baggy, as you can see, but the sleeves fit me nice. So it's a fun thing to have in your closet in case you need to be, a cop at Christmas, like, stop that booty right there kind of thing. So you gotta always have a little cop shirt in your closet. So Nick, how you been lately? We haven't talked in quite a while. What's new with Shaken? Did you had any kids? Because you got a lot of kids too.
Yep. Nope. Still cruising along with the 5 and just busy as I'll get out with them. I'm, coming down. This is probably my last year as a police officer. I've been doing it for 19 and change. And we'll be getting out of California here in the next year. So just transitioning over to become a full-time seller.
And where are you headed? I didn't realize you're leaving Cali.
We're going to probably the Mesa, Gilbert, Arizona area. My daughter is committed to play soccer in Arizona, at Arizona State, not Arizona.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, make sure that make that distinction. You don't want to be getting some hate mail.
Yeah. Go Devils.
All right, so I have hit 4 or 5 savers, and then my ultimate score, which I will save for the bitter end. If y'all have been following me, I call savers on Charleston Crazy Town, and then 1 block from savers Crazy Town is a little place called Charleston Outlet Thrift, and I call that Crazier Town. And if you ever saw my TV show Thrift Hunters, it was the thrift store with the bullet holes in the window. That's why we call it Crazier Town. And I found, just sitting right over here, I found an amazing find that it was one of those, like, you rub your eyes like you're in a cartoon. You're like, what? So but we're going to save that to the end. So let's jump off right to some clothing. I do a lot of clothing, and there's a lot of good bolos I'm going to share with you. But hey, Nick, here's the first thing I'm going to share. This one kind of made me scratch my head, and I looked it up, and I couldn't find it. I'm assuming we're all familiar with the brand LRG.
Lifted research.
Yeah, well, look at what's on the front of this LRG T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
Do you know who that is?
The Cleveland Indian. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's Chief Wahoo. They just snaked Chief Wahoo, who was a Cleveland Indian mascot, and threw it on their shirt. So I can't even find this shirt anywhere, so I don't know what the price it has, but I just thought that was a little weird. And, it looks about my mom's size, so she might even snag it. You never know. I see my mom in the chat. All right, so I have not found any good Hawaiian dresses in quite a while, and we were just finishing up a thrift store, and they had put some new stuff on the rack, and bam, just like that. Shannon Marie's a decent brand. It's not a real high-end brand, but it's definitely not low rent. It's a decent size. It's a 1X, but here's what's nice about it, Nick. It not only has cocktails, it has the Pink Palace, which is the Royal Hawaiian on Waikiki Beach. So the keywords are awesome sauce on this dress, and it's really nice.
Very cool. I love that print.
So, although we're heading out of summer, people, when it gets cold, they go to Mexico, they go on cruises. So that'll be a great dress for a cruise. Now, this is a little bonus thrifting tip. When you find a cool shirt like this is a Nautica print, very cool nautical shirt. And I'm assuming you all know the brand Nautica. It's one of my favorites. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know when you're going to find the matching swim trunks 3 aisles over. So, I don't normally stop in the swim trunk section, and I wasn't really looking for these, but I walked through and I saw them, and it was the same size of the shirt. And so now when you have matching shorts or swim trunks and a shirt, it's called a Cabana Set. So I think I paid like $8 for the two, and I'll probably put it up for $40.
Very popular right now too.
Yeah, my mom just raised her hand, so I guess I just lost that LRG shirt. But I'm still going to do some research. For those of you who don't know who this is, you're with us, but he used to be the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots and Velvet Revolver and a whole bunch of other stuff. But he had his own collection for English Laundry, long sleeve button down shirts. So he's got kind of got that rock and roll vibe, and it's got this little bitchin' cuff here, this little like cuff on an angle kind of thing. So this is, I paid $8 for this shirt, and it'll sell for about $40. Oh dear. I'm trying to be kinder and gentler to my shirts as I'm tossing them over my shoulder. And then Joe Key Aloha was a great brand of Hawaiian shirts. And then at some point, Rain Spooner bought them. So you instantly have two brands on the same shirt. And I'm pretty sure they were kind of going, is it this one or is it the next one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were kind of going for a Jimmy Buffett vibe, since it is a Hawaiian shirt, but it's got guitars instead of ukuleles. It's got a margarita instead of, like, say, a Mai Tai. And it's got the seaplane, and Jimmy Buffett has his own seaplane. So I am sure they were going for a Buffett theme without Buffett. So I will sell it to Parrot Heads, because Jimmy Buffett's one thing he doesn't own is the name Parrot Head. So I paid $7, and I'm going to sell it for $35. And then on the while I was ringing out one day on the go back rack, so it means someone dropped it off and didn't want it. This is a vintage Rain Spooner label, and this one just has a bunch of woodies and tiki huts and surfboards. So there's great little scenes going on here. And this one hung around the store so long it was half off. It was $3.50, and I'm going to sell it for about $700. I don't know where that came from. For about $35. $700. Jeez, I haven't even drinking rum yet. What the hell?
Everybody loves a woody too.
And then this, I could not find this shirt anywhere. Or no, I couldn't find the next one. Yeah. So this is an all-star t-shirt, but it is a licensed with Disney characters. So obviously I'm guessing it was in Anaheim. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. And I paid $4, and it's selling for about $30. So you got Majestic, you got All-Star Game, you got MLB. It says American League and National League and 3 Disney characters. So you won't even be able to fit it all in the title. So definitely make sure that you choose wisely, because you need to get a little bit of everything in there. MLB, it's a Majestic branded item, and get all your keywords. Now, what I couldn't find specifically was this pretty nice ladies Harley vest. And real Harley.
What is it made of? Is that leather or?
No, it's 100% cotton, but it's like velvet, and then it's got the embroidered Harley black on black. So it's a little. There you go. You guys can see it. But I couldn't find it. So when you can't find the exact item, I see this all the time, Nick. People get analysis paralysis. They're like, I have to find this exact vest, or I can't list it. So just glancing through vests, excluding leather, because this isn't leather, so I'm not going to base my price on leather, but stylish, fun vests like this, looks like I'm going to get about $50 for it. And, you know, as the weather's breaking, it's going to be definitely more riding season. You know, as the fall is coming, before it gets cold, people are hopping on their Harleys, get this nice little warm vest, and that'll do quite well. By the way, and I'm not sure how Nick feels about this, all my shit's for sale. So if you like anything you see while we're in the chat right now or later on, just message me on Facebook, and I'll cut you a deal. We don't have to go any further than that. And in case anyone likes this Harley vest, it is a 1W, women's 1W.
Very
right,
cool.
I'll show 2 more things, and I'll toss it over to you. This is a Disneyland 55 bowling shirt, Disneyland brand, size medium. I paid $8 for it, and some people were selling it way too low. And here's the front. And so I am aiming for far better than everyone else, and I'm going to get about $30, $35, $40 for it. You know, I'm tired of seeing people aim low. Like, I get people need to go for the fast nickel sometimes, but if you keep tanking the prices, then the time that you can wait for the slow dime, you've already ruined the price curve. So quit selling things so low. You don't got to go nutty, but don't sell things so low. And then I did a little video on the 8 app, Nick. And are you a jazz fan at all?
Yeah, it depends. I'm a trumpet player, so.
Okay, well, I found this Thelonious Monk shirt. You just don't see Thelonious Monk T-shirts.
No.
Definitely not hanging around the thrift store. It says in France.
Oh, that's cool.
And I could not find this exact one, but based on other ones, I'm gonna sell this for around $35.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's just something you don't normally see hanging around the thrift store. And I'll pause on this to send it back over to you. I got a new hat, Nick.
Oh, right on.
It's Hawaiian. It's brand new. It still has the cardboard in it. I mean, come on now. And then I can be like the cool kids. It's got the stickers on the top still. I can pretend I'm a young kid.
Oh yeah, that style with that paisley print is pretty big too right now. So you're good to go.
And there's my cop shirt. This is great. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I might.
All right, let's see some Nick scores.
All right, cool. I'm gonna stick with clothing since you kind of started off with that. First thing I found, and you know, I know it's still summer. I know it's still freaking hot. It's supposed to be 100 here in California, but military style jackets. But especially this brand sells really well. I actually have a wholesale account with this brand, but this is more of a vintage jacket. The brand is actually called Alpha. If you could see it right there. They're the ones who make the real flight jackets. You look inside the pocket, you'll always see Alpha. And those are the ones to look for. This one is a size, let's see. What is this? This is a size large. I found this in Chicago, and I paid $5 for it. So I'm probably going to put it up for around 60 to 80 bucks. So next thing, another thing I found, I was actually in Chicago for a little bit watching my daughter play soccer, and there was some pretty good thrifting. I was telling Jason that I wound up buying 125 pounds worth of stuff. So obviously I couldn't take it all back. But this is one of the cool things. It's a jacket. So anything Nintendo is going to sell. It's has World Champs 1985. Obviously, this jacket wasn't made in 1985, though. It was it's a newer style, but it's like the Adidas style warm-up jacket. But I paid $1 at a garage sale for this, and probably going to try and get 40. Also,
yeah, that's one thing though I see quite a bit, Nick, is when there's years on shirts or jackets or even some glassware, people are like, oh, that's when it was made. Not necessarily. You got to really look at it, because look, you know, like in clothing, the tag will tell you everything. That tag ain't gonna look like a 1985 tag, that's for sure.
Exactly. A lot of times too, if you look at the screen print in one of the lower corners, it'll say like Nintendo with their trademark, and then like whatever year. And I think this year was like 2011. Another cool thing I found in Chicago. So in Chicago I was staying in Crystal Lake. They have a Savers, and every Monday the Savers is half off, the whole entire store. It was absolutely amazing. I went there, I spent some money, but then I knew I had to go back on Monday. So this was actually in the store, even though they're all a bunch of Bulls fans. And you know, with my boy Lonzo Ball coming to the Lakers and all the excitement. My daughter went to high school with him. This Laker jacket, but it was a Adidas special Kareem Abdul-Jabbar version of it, and it actually says Skyhook on the front. Really cool. I paid. It was half off that day, and so it was $6 off of 12, and it's a size large, so it's a good size. So I'll probably 60 to 80 bucks on that.
That's a bitchin' jacket, especially because it says Skyhook on the front. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like brand new too. You could see, you know, everybody's a Bulls fan in Chicago, so it looks like somebody might have got it as a gift and returned it. So now this is a brand that sells fast, and for some reason, it always goes to Australia, or it's a rockabilly style brand. The brand is actually called Lucky 13. And you see these shirts all the time. This one's pretty cool. I sell the t-shirts super fast. Their work shirts are what do the best, the work style, like red cap shirts. This one's cool. It has like little sparrows on the pockets, but the brand is Lucky 13, and there we go. And it sells really well. So this is a size large. It has a couple of button issues, but I'm not too worried about that. I'll get that fixed up.
And when you sell rockabilly stuff, if you're unaware, like Nick and I are aware of what is and what isn't rockabilly, if you're unaware, nothing angers me and other people who look for rockabilly stuff more than when rockabilly's in the title and it ain't rockabilly. And I'm not talking like gray area. I'm talking something that just ain't rockabilly. So if you ever like, I don't know, feel free to pop it in the thrifting board. We'll be able to tell you within a second if it's rockabilly or not. And not that I'm I don't look rockabilly, I don't dress rockabilly, but I do hang out at the biggest rockabilly event in the world every year. So I have a good working knowledge of what is and what isn't.
Yeah. So, all right. Next, we have a little thrift store by our house, and actually, you know what? Never mind. This one was also at a Savers.
Never mind. I just lied.
Yeah. This, but I know they were half off. So this is a Reebok Sports Bra. But it has less mills. So a lot of times these companies, go with a designer, and that stuff seems to always sell well. Any popular company that teams with a designer to, make a product. So not only these sell for about $40 used, and they all look new. I actually found 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and we paid $4 each. Just because they were half off.
I haven't found good workout bras in a while.
Yeah, and these things, I mean, they sell fast, so we bought them all, and they should at $4. That's a pretty good little return. Continuing a little bit with the designer teaming up with a popular name brand. I got these shoes right here. All right, they look like Converse 1 stars, and essentially they are, but they are leather, and they are the John Barbados
nice
collection. These, every time I found anything that John Barbados does, he also has a collection with what is it? It's another Converse brand. The name will come to me, but they sell fast. I mean, I found them thrashed, and these are like brand new. I paid $4 for these, and they'll. I have them. I just listed them, I think, for like $110 or something like that. But nice. That's a pretty good little return here. And yeah, he also does it with Jack Purcell. Those are the other ones I found. I found like 3 pairs of Jack Purcells of the John Barbados, and those sold all really fast, and some of them were really trashed, and I still got like $60 a pair for them. So a couple more things. Women's denim skirts, especially these long Levi's ones.
Oh, cool.
Do really well. The ones that are kind of cut like that, where they looked like they were a pair of jeans at one point, and then it looked like they added a panel, but they're actually made to be like this. These, I usually get about $60 a pair, and I paid $2.50 for these. It's a bigger, no, never mind. It's a 9, size 9 junior, but really long, and like $2.50, and I'll be able to get about $60 for this. So I like. I look at a lot of women's clothing.
Our watchers, Nick.
What's that?
No, it's a bigger size, 9. Yeah, thanks,
so,
Nick. Yeah.
I thought it was a bigger size. I thought it was like a size 16. But
the views expressed by my guest co-host today are not the views of myself.
Yeah, but no, it was a smaller size at a size 9. So this company right here, every time we find the nightgowns that Lands of Salzburg, here's what the tag kind of looks like. For some reason, it's upside down on this one. This is a nightgown that's like they make a lot of flannel nightgowns, some lighter ones. The cool one, this one has like little cat prints on it, and I get around $30 for these. They look vintage, but they're really not, because they still make them. Some of them are vintage, some of them are fairly new, but they're really nice, and they sell quick. And, you know, with the winter coming after, or the fall coming, that should be a quick sell. You want me to do any more, or you want to go back? Your turn.
Yeah, I'll hop back in here. All right, so all of you know Vicky. Vicky and I were out thrifting, and she passed us by, and I think it's a good purchase. It is a moving musical Christmas item, and it plays Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's made by Quan Quan, and Quan Quan was a company out of Japan that made a bunch of these little collectible type things, and they also made some tiki things, so Quan Quan always sticks in my head. But I thought it was cool because, oh, there we go. I guess I got to turn it more. Come on. The helicopter blade goes around while it plays. It's a little slow, but I paid $4 for it, and based on other ones, and I cannot, even using WorthPoint, I cannot find this Santa Claus helicopter. Santa's pretty cool. Santa's got some goggles on. He's really, you know, he's out there flying. I'm going to put it up for about $49.99, and, you know, hoping someone for Christmas is going to get this old collectible. And I will use a video to show the blades going around because that's what's going to sell it. Speaking of hats, since I got my booby one on, and I already forget what this is, but use the thrifting board to help you when you don't even know what to look up. This is a minor league team. The tag is minor league baseball. There we go. And I quickly put it in the group, and right away someone's like, oh, yeah, that's the Nashville musical notes or whatever the hell it is. But doing some quick research after I knew who it was, this seems to be a rare hat. Maybe one they actually gave out at a game, but still, no one's had one. No one's sold one. And minor league teams don't sell nearly as much stuff as, say, like the Cleveland Indians or, you know, any other baseball team. So when it's a popular team and it's a rare hat, you can ask for a lot more. I paid $2.40, and I'm going to probably put it up for $50. Now, here's one of my coolest finds of last week is this alien made out of nuts and bolts. So from the movie Alien, crazy. This is pretty bitchin'. Now, someone's like, oh, yeah, you can pick those up in Mexico. But doing some research, I don't find them to be cheap, nor has anyone had this. But I'm seeing prices in the neighborhood of $100. And I paid $5.60. Probably listed for $100, but I'm shooting for $70. So it's pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, that is pretty. That's the alien from the movie, right?
Yeah. So they did. I saw aliens and I saw predators too. So that was a cool find. Oh, and that hat was the Nashville Sound. So thanks, Pam. Thank you, Pam. Now I don't know really what to call this, but the price was right. So this is a bitchin' mid-century modern ashtray. Oh, I paid $2. No, I paid $1.50 for it. And the funny thing was, Vicky and I were at a estate sale on Sunday. Found an ashtray with the exact same pattern, except it was a little damaged. But I'm like, wow, I've never seen this pattern before, and I see 2 in a week. That's crazy. But as you can see, it's a big sucker. So you can smoke lots of cigarettes.
For a heavy smoker.
So, yeah. All right. See you, Soph. All right. So if you tune in to Thrifty Business tomorrow night at 7, tomorrow night at 6, West Coast, 9 East Coast, you're going to hear the story of how I got a sweet find of this awesome Ronald McDonald phone. Now, that's my tease. You got to tune in because I had to do a little sweet talking, and I had to play a game, basically. I had to be nice, play the game, and I'll explain how I got this. I spent $30, and it should sell for a little over $100.
Dang, clowns are scary, though.
Now, these aren't going to be big sellers, but I wanted to show these anyway, Nick, because when you make friends with your thrift store employees, when they have things that they don't normally put out and you're there and you're an approved customer, you get to buy fun things like this. Sex, an encyclopedia for the bewildered, and position of the day playbook. So it's like 1,001 sexual positions. They don't normally put these out, but a few customers, maybe in one of them, are approved to buy them, but I have to be there when the person who works in that department puts them out. So I'm happy I am approved to get fun adult stuff. Now, I love plush. If you know Melissa and Doug, they make a lot of great plush, and there's a good resale on Melissa and Doug stuff. Let me see if I can find the label. There it is. That is Melissa and Doug. And funny enough, Nick, just for you, the part of Nick will be played by this puppet today. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Oh, I love puppets too. Look at that thing.
This puppet will sell for about $30, and I paid $3 for him.
It's funny. I grew a mustache once,
you know,
and I looked like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
You have blue eyes, Nick?
No, they're dark brown.
That is my one find. This was a $2 Tinkerbell Sexy Mrs. Claus. And I paid $2.40 for her, and she'll sell for about $20. And you know, the nice thing about quality plush too is you just fold Tinkerbell over and stick her in a little box or a little envelope. This is Despereaux. I've never seen the movie. But this little guy, I bought him for crap. Where's my little note? I bought him for $2.40, and he sells for $25.
That's actually
and then
pretty
big. Last but not least, I didn't know exactly what these were. They're from Adventure Time, I think on Adult Swim or maybe Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah, I watched that show once.
Oh, Cartoon Network. Yeah. So the two of these, I paid $1.60, and they'll sell for about $20. So I always like to leaf through the plush and find the cool, quirky things. And then when you thrift with friends, which is always fun, and they're like, well, we got a full suitcase. We can't take the shit home. You can hand us stuff like, hey, you want to sell this? So I want to thank Lynn. I would never look in the girls' skirt section. So you just pulled out a denim skirt. I have got my first ladies' denim skirt.
Nice. And it's Miss Me. Wow.
Yep. And so I paid $10, and this one sells for about $40 to $50.
Hey, is that a bigger size?
I'll kill you. It's a 31. I don't even know what the hell that means. Miss Me obviously makes them, makes their own size chart, because what the hell's a 31?
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know how many listings we each have. Right now, I have about 800. How many do you have, Nick?
I've let mine slip a little bit since I split my stores. I think I'm at about 1,200 right now.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Oh, yeah, I have 800. Oh, waist is 31. So they actually size by the waist, which normal girl stuff doesn't do that. So, but it's one of those things where that we always want. That's why we do these thrift hauls. Like, you look at stuff, you're like, I would never look in the plush. Always go for new stuff. And then once someone sticks something in my hand, like a woman's skirt, and I saw Nick pull out a nice skirt, I am going to now do some research and go look at women's skirts. I'm going to go find the money. I would have walked past a $50 bill had I not been handed it to me. And so now it's in my brain. I'm going to go find some more.
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy, you're up.
Cool. So kind of starting like you did with something ceramic. So this, Jason, the funny thing is I had this wrapped in like saran wrap. It took me like an hour to unwrap it. It is a little Christmas scene on a cookie jar. But the brand, we've actually sold a lot of their plates, is called Nikko or Nikko, Japan, I believe.
Back it up a little bit, Nick. Back it up a little bit.
Can you see it? The brand?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
All right, cool. So, yeah, we found the plates before Christmas last year. And, I mean, we sold some of the plates for $60 each. We looked this up, almost $100 worth, and I think we paid $3 for it while we were thrifting in Arizona. So look for that brand, Nikko, Nikko. Another thing that always sells well for me, and you can always find them, and sometimes it just looks like a basic cooler. All right, but it's not a cooler.
But this one had human organs in it. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Well, that's funny. We found something like that yesterday at work. But now that you mention it, luckily it was a pig. We thought it was human parts, but when you open it up, there's a pump, a water pump, a brace. It's actually a recovery device for when you have knee surgery. And there's
cool.
What it does is circulates ice cold water through the hose into the little brace. Now these, I just sold one, I think a couple days ago for about $100. I literally find them for $1 to $3 all the time. And they sell fast, they sell easy, and like I said, it's something you can always find. There's a couple different brands. The Dawn Joy is usually the best one. It sells the fastest. It looks a little bit more like a unit instead of just a cooler. There's Bragg, who also makes knee braces, and then I think this one is just EB Ice. It might be Osur, but yeah, they sell fast and they sell good. That's an easy, you know.
And where'd you find that, Nick?
I found this one at a thrift store. I was just looking because I have like 2 more on my shelf. So I believe I found this one at a thrift store, but I found a couple of garage sales, and I found one in an estate sale, I believe. So something very easy to find that's always around. So
see, someone in the chat just realized, oh, I have one for my son's accident still in the box. I should go list it. Yeah.
Yes, you
That's
should.
another way the thrift halls, you also think, oh, I have one of those in a closet. So heck yeah, get out there and list it.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. That's why we help people and give people info, so we can set that market and keep that price, you know, keep making money. So instead of just giving something away that you otherwise wouldn't have known. All right, this next thing, it's pretty cool. I went to a Depeche tribute band concert the other day, and they actually played this in concert, which was awesome. It's called what are they called? Melody horn, this one, but the other ones are called melodicas. Usually the melodica will just have a mouthpiece that's sticking out the end. This one actually has a little hose. You actually saw Martin Gore with Depeche Mode. He used to play these, especially in Everything Counts in the little solo there. So if you watch that video, but these are really cool. I've sold a couple of them before. Sold one to Australia, and he paid $60 plus shipping. And so these usually go for about $60. The question I get a lot of times is, are they in tune? And I haven't ever found one that wasn't in tune yet. But there are tutorials on how to tune them on YouTube. So
did you steal that from the tribute band? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I wish. No. But no, this one I wound up finding at an estate sale for $5.
Oh, okay. I thought you're like, hey, I'm a cop. Give me that.
All right. Yeah.
This has been confiscated.
Yeah, I don't want to put any more bad light on cops there, so we'll
oh, Nick's a good cop.
All right. So
yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. So going with your hat right there, I was at a garage sale this weekend, and I found a box of the mastectomy breast forms, I guess is what they're called. This one actually like retails for like $399. Oh no, $319 now. But when it first came out, it was $399. But they come in different sizes and stuff. This one's a size 6. But I don't try and kill people on these. I try and make them affordable, because people who don't have great insurance, you know, I lost my stepmom to breast cancer a year ago, and, you know, with Nadine and stuff. So I don't try and gouge people for these. I list them so they're reasonable, you know.
Is that just one, Nick, or
yeah,
is that a
they
set?
come in one, but I actually bought, there was 2 of them, which was nice. And I paid $3 each. And so I might list them for $50, or, you know, for something like that. I mean, I think that's still pretty reasonable. Somebody that, you know, and truthfully, I mean, I've sold other stuff like that, and people have sent me offers, and it's generally, I'll never turn one of those offers down. Next thing is, so that's a nice little score. Ikea. I don't know if Ikea is in every state, but it always sells, and it sells pretty fast. This is just an under cabinet light kit. So it's about $25, but bought at a garage sale this week for $1. And we find Ikea out here, because we have quite a few Ikeas in our area, but you find them at garage sales on the regular. So Ikea is something to pick up always.
Funny enough, Nick, that is the exact Ikea lighting that I have on the underneath of every tiki shelf that I added light to. That exact one.
The non, yeah. They're retired too, so
yeah, they're all over my house.
Yeah, they're actually good lights. Another thing to look for, and I know people have probably talked about this, VHS rewinders. I can't keep them in my store. Every time I find one, I list it, and sometimes I get them for free. People just give these things away. And this one's still in the box, which is nice. Hasn't been used. Paid $1 at a garage sale for it. I'm thinking I can probably get about 35 for it. So, and when I talk about my prices, I ship everything for free. So when I say it's worth 35, it might be worth 25 plus shipping, so my prices may sound high. So, but I ship everything for free. So that's kind of how I figure everything in.
When we were filming Thrift Hunters, I think we were in Pittsburgh, and I picked up a VHS, tape rewinder like you just showed, and they were filming us, finding it, and then we were done filming for a second, and our camera guy goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm buying this." He goes, "No one's gonna buy it." I go, "Shit, these sell all the time." So what we would do is we would film us shopping for a week, and then the crew would leave us for 2 weeks, and we go home and get everything listed and sold and stuff. So they come back to film us, and then they film us selling things, and that sold like that. And I was watching him film me as I was announcing that sale. And as soon as we cut, while we were live filming, I could see him going, he just didn't understand it. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't care what year it is. Old technology always sells well. So I'm actually going to take it from you, because that's a perfect lead in. It's like we practiced and planned this, Nick.
I love old technology. I
don't have VHS tapes to show, and I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say 1,000 more because I want everyone to be aware. I picked up a lot of sweet cassettes last week, and I have a ton to go. So what you do is when you buy cassettes, mainly from like the 80s and 70s, look them all up. If you have a $20, $30, $40, $50 cassette, sell it by itself. Everything else gets grouped by like things. So, for instance, this is going to be one of my groups. Bam, there we go. So here we have a nice 80s new wave group. We got Oingo Boingo, Naked Eye, Spandau Ballet, Berlin, NXS, and Crowded House. That'll sell. I paid like $3 for all these, and I'll probably sell it for $20. And here's a nice little, like, kind of a rocker set. Enough's Enough, Loverboy. And then one I didn't know, and for me to not know a band from the 80s is pretty rare, especially like hard rock and stuff. It's called Thunder. Not exciting by itself, but it's good in the lot. And then I'm always on the hunt for weird soundtracks. Moon Over Parador, I never heard of. And seeing how Tom Cruise just broke his ankle filming the current Mission Impossible, I found that. Streets of Fire, Dick Tracy, great movies I loved back in the day. And then, and maybe, hey, Mom, I know you're watching. Who the hell is this? It's a Christmas cassette, Japanese or Korean maybe, but I think this is an American artist, but I don't know who the hell it is. So if anyone knows, I'm all about hearing this. So, these cassettes were like 50 cents. So I didn't mind taking a gamble because it was unique and it was an import. So I always like that. So old media sells. Now, speaking of kind of taking a gamble, when you're thrifting, and this is a hard thing to teach without being there in person and feeling, but the cardboard, Pat Boone, thank you, everybody. Pat Boone, that's why we do these shows, so I can get my research done quickly. Thanks, everybody. Korean Pat Boone. All right, sweet. Cardboard for a domestic record as opposed to an import, they're different cardboards. And when I'm flipping records, I just touched a import record. So maybe it isn't something I would normally stop at, but since it's an import, I'm going to back up. Now, here's what's really weird. If you're an old-timer, you should know Marianne Faithfull. Even if you're not an old-timer, Marianne did a song with Metallica about 15 years ago on one of their records. And this is a import. I could feel it. It's on Decca. And it was, does it say where it came from? I don't know if it does. But also, the vinyl itself is a little bit thicker than the domestic. And someone at some point in a grease pencil wrote $14 on this. And yeah, it doesn't say what country it's from. But when you see, even if you don't feel it, when you see LTD, that means not America. That means usually Europe. And so what's weird is I've done a ton of research, Nick. I cannot find this version of the best of anywhere. Like anywhere. I went to all my nerdy music sites, eBay, WorthPoint, Googled it. I cannot find this version anywhere. So I think I got a pretty sweet find to go to all the sites you can to look up vinyl and all types of music and not find one damn listing, it's pretty impressive. And the vinyl's in good shape. And so I'm definitely going to be listing that very high. Now, I don't know if Marianne Faithfull has a huge audience clamoring for her stuff in 2017, but to a collector, to find a rare piece of vinyl, that'll be pretty cool. All right, I'm going to show 3 more things out of this tub, and I'll throw it back to you. Knife blocks. Get good brand knife blocks. Even without the knives, they'll do well. Now, this is a Cutco. This is like one of the main brands you're going to want to look for. Sadly, this is a boring one. It's only got 5 slots. I only paid $2, and the last one just sold for like $15. I'm going to sell this one for $20. But if you found a Cutco with like 20 slots, no knives, you'll get like $50, $60 just for the block. So burn that into your brain, Cutco, and keep your eyes peeled because you will find them at the thrift store. Now, if you find them with knives, that's even better. More money. So keep that in mind.
The knives go for crazy amount. I've sold individual knives like 3 for $100 used. So in the blocks, I've sold about 20 blocks. So
I've showed you this a bazillion times. I'm going to show you a bazillion more because I keep finding them. I keep selling them. Le Sport Sac. Y'all should know Le Sport Sac. Tokidoki's a designer. So Tokidoki for Le Sport Sac. And what's cool is, in all my research the other day, I cannot find this Endless Magic print. So I'm very excited. I paid $7 and it listed for $50. It's not a big purse, as you can see. And I'm probably shooting for $40, and it's so light, obviously free shipping. But I've been selling, I've been finding about one a month, and I've been selling about one a month. So my Tokidoki for the Sports Sack just keeps on trucking. And then the last thing from this tub I'll show you before I throw it back to Nick is shoes. And what's nice about these is, as we're heading into Christmas, these are Christmas colors. You want to add some fun footwear to your ugly Christmas sweater party, and these were made with genuine Goodyear rubber. And they're Brunswick is the genuine Goodyear stamp. So you got 2 brands, and they're in great condition. These are like 1950s. I mean, look at the shape they're in, Nick. They just haven't been used. I don't know where they just sat all these years, but
they're bowling
pretty
shoes,
cool.
Right? You said?
Yeah, bowling shoes. Yeah, they're 6.5.
Yeah.
I wish they were a little bigger.
Oh, those are cool though.
Like, I should get about $40. Yeah.
6.5 is probably a good size, especially, you know, like you'll see girls in the rockabilly crowd wearing that kind of stuff too.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is a good rockabilly thing. All right, throwing it back to you, Nick.
All right, cool. A lot of times I like to show things that you pass by and you just wouldn't think are worth money. I found at a garage sale this weekend this flashlight here. It's an old like Rayovac Sportsman. Made in the USA. It's all metal. Has a cool little magnet on the back. Hey Jason, can you think of a reason people would want to buy these other than just having a flashlight?
Weapon?
No, you see it right here? It's not big enough to be a weapon.
For a boat? Or
think of cosplay. People make stuff out of these.
Lightsaber?
Yep. I looked it up, and there's some tutorials.
My brain wouldn't have went there without you leading me down that path.
Yeah, but I mean, I found this for $25 at a garage sale and $20. I'm around $15 to $20, free shipping, of course. But so it's about a $15 bill, I think. So, and you can find these. These are a lot of times you'll find these in your grandpa's garage. This right here. So I was telling Jason about these guys that I visit their little dirt lot that they own, and it just looks like a dirt lot of crap, truthfully. And really it is. But they let me go through all their milk crates, and I just pick stuff out. This right here is a cigarette lighter. And a lot of times you can find these newer ones, and they're really cheap. But right away when I picked it up, I felt it has like a nice like mother of pearl handle, and it's called a Modern Angel Mascot. And this is about $20-25. Looked it up, checked it out. It's still functional. Everything still works on it. Of course, it's not full of fluid, but I mean, $20. I probably paid 50 cents for this. So something fun. This was pretty cool.
Do not put that in your carry-on.
Yeah, unless you want the special search.
Don't say what that is first. Now I know we got some old timers in the chat, but just hold that up, Nick. What is this? That is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. What is Nick holding? Now I know we got some old timers that don't know right away. Do we have any youngins who have any clue what Nick is holding?
It has a little bracket. This one's cool because it has the wiring and stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody guess?
Someone guess? Yep. Girl on Fire, drive-in speaker. Yep. Someone drove away with that still in their window and ripped the cords right out.
Actually, yeah, the cords look like they were removed on purpose. And it still has like the safety harness because of the people that would drive away with them still on their window. It has this metal cable. And I was actually thinking, I listed it. It's going to be about $60. It's pretty small. It probably will fit in a flat rate envelope. But the good thing, I was thinking of actually making it iPod compatible. The speaker still works. All I really have to do is splice on a little stereo input, and I think this would be super cool, to have in your house that still works. So if I do make it an iPod compatible one, I'll probably up the price to around $100. But I love finding this vintage Americana. That's probably my favorite thing to sell.
That'd also be good for the rockabilly crowd because someone would add that to their car at a rockabilly show because it's that era. And again, you would not look at that and think, oh, I should have, aim it towards rockabilly, but you absolutely can. And anybody that does classic cars, not just rockabilly, but that's one of those weird items that you wouldn't normally think that, but it could be aimed that way.
Yeah, and this is the CBX Mark II. It's engraved in the back. So made in the USA, Kansas City. So things that are made in the USA, for some reason, I just really like to sell it. Hey, before I forget,
I just really like it.
Before I forget, Jason, hey, let me know about those tapes, that first set of 80s. I collect one thing. I sell everything else, and I collect one thing, and that's cassette tapes, especially 80s, some 70s and 60s. 80s New Wave is the one thing I really do collect, though.
All right, Nick, I got about 200. I got a group. So when I get back from my vacation, as I group them, I'll let you see the New Wave shit first.
All right, cool. Anybody know who this guy is? The guy in the red.
All right, you need to angle it a little bit more because we're just seeing the reflection of me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm like the hitchhiking ghost at the end of the Haunted Mansion. You just keep seeing me show up.
Well, this is This is Desmond Llewellyn, who played Q in the.
Yes, I was saying that's Pierce Brosnan next to him.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan next to him, in all the James Bond movies. Like I think he was Q for like 35, 40 years. The coolest thing about this one is if you look at the bottom, it says "Best Wishes." It says to Nicholas, and it's funny. It's spelled like my name, Nicolas. And it's signed by Desmond Llewellyn. And just my research in general has really shown that it looks pretty accurate, like his. But I haven't decided whether. Oh, I think maybe I did list it just for fun. I think I put it high though.
And let me say this because here's what we're gonna get, Nick. You got to have that authenticated. You got to pay. Let me tell you, people fake Mickey Mantle's autograph. They do not fake Desmond Llewellyn's autograph. Yeah. I'll tell you right now. I will tell you right now, no one's faking the drummer of Sixpence None the Richer's autograph, okay? So you got to understand, if you got a Michael Jordan, you got to get that shit authenticated. If you got a Desmond Llewellyn, who would fake that? No one, okay? So don't worry about it. All right, go ahead.
A lot of times, too, I'll include pictures of other autographs that he's done, just so people, they can draw their own draw their own conclusion. Yeah, and
you're confused.
It makes it easy for them, and I don't claim that it's I tell them I don't know if it's real or not, and go by it based on your own. Keeping with the autograph stuff. Well, I don't know what I did with them right now, so maybe I'll have to look at it after and show it at the end. Never mind. Keep going with the Americana. Another thing I found on those guys a lot. Awesome. It's this metal dustpan. I think I paid like $1. Oh, I did pay $1. Really cool, just for decor. I mean, you're obviously not going to use this. I mean, somebody might. You'd have to replace the little rubber piece at the bottom, but it has a little bit of rust, but it's really cool. It's stamped on the back, Louisville, USA. You know, like I said, Louisville instead of Louisville.
You said it properly.
But it's just a really cool little decorative piece. I think I put that up for 40. Free shipping, of course. One more thing that sells like crazy every time I buy them are rollerblades, especially hockey ones. And now these are just Nike, and they're older. They're like some of the earlier hockey ones, so it still has like a plastic chassis. But I found these new. I paid $10 for them, and I think I have them up for like 110. Free shipping, of course. And these and roller skates, especially vintage roller skates. Not talking about the ones with the metal wheels, but vintage roller skates that you can still use. Some Chicago ones, things like that. But roller skates, for some reason, I mean, they're always big sellers, and they fit in a flat rate large or a flat rate medium box, the flatter ones, because they're always pretty flat, and you can work these into those boxes. So it's going to cost you, you know, at the most $15, $16 to ship. And those go right off the shelf super quick every time.
And keep your eyes peeled for roller derby specific roller skates. Yep.
I actually have sold quite a few roller derby brand also. There is a brand called Roller Derby, but this one pair of shorts I didn't add in my clothing. We went to a thrift shop and I bought a bunch of shorts for my son because, you know, back to school and all that fun stuff. But these ones in particular, I just decided to look up, partly because he said he wouldn't wear them. They're Quicksilver, but when I looked at the back, they said AG47, and they just feel a little bit different. All the seams are like heated seams, welded seams, so you have no sewing on these whatsoever. They're AG47, and it says, what is it, dry flight technology. I looked these up, and somebody had like 10 pairs of them that they sold for $125 each. And we found at the thrift shop, they had like a bunch of pairs of them. I paid $8, but they had the amphibian shorts, the in and out of the water. You can wear them walking around or go swimming in them. And all their shorts were $8. This is the thrift shop. Like Jay says, these people are so cool to me, because part of the difference is when you go to a thrift shop, most people spend what, $5 to $10. I mean, some people spend a lot less than that, but resellers like us, I mean, I have a hard time getting out of their thrift shop without spending $100, $150. And we've just been, you know, we've become very good friends with them now, to the point where we're planning on going to Vegas with them, and they're just the coolest people. They actually gave me a brand new Zebra label printer, because they're like, we can't get what we'd want out of our thrift shop out of this new printer, and literally just gave it to me. It's like a $400 printer. And all the time he'll call me, hey, I have this, I have this. He had 5 solar panels for heating a swimming pool. Oh. And he wanted you know, they go for $150 each online, and he gave all 5 to me. He said, I want to give them to you first. You know, you want them for $100 for all 5, you know? So, but making these relationships, that's part of the, you know, one of the big things you should do is, you know, make good relationships with your local thrift stores. I know Jason does, because he brings them on his show. But it really does pay off.
I'm gonna hop in here and let's talk jeans. You know, I've always loved jeans. I've really been harping on them lately because, especially in Vegas, and I know other cities, they'll have just racks and racks and racks and racks and racks of stuff. And jeans are easy to photograph, and they're easy to ship, and they don't break, and you know, they're durable. So, Artful Dodder is a brand that doesn't sell all that well, but I like it. I'm going to show you a sports coat in a minute that actually isn't exactly a matchup to this, but it could. And these are size 40, so they're a nice big size. But Artful Dodger does these colorful jeans, and like I said, I mainly got them because I think I'm gonna pair them with a sports coat. These are on the older side. These are 501 XX Levi's, good size, 44-34, nice and big and nice and wide, and they're made in the USA. I paid $440 for them, and this brand and this style are selling for $35. And, you know, I love my Silver Tabs, and Silver Tabs made a ton. These are Levi's also, made a ton of different cuts, and I've never sold this one, Nick. I always, you know, I'm such a nerd for thrifting and selling. When I find a new style of Silver Tabs I've never found, I get like a little extra like monkey clap. I'm like, yay, I've never sold these before. So these are called True Boot. So when you're selling the Silver Tabs, make sure you put in exactly what they are. Baggies are the ones most sought after, but there's all kinds of different kinds. So these are True Boot. So make sure that you're very specific. I paid $5 and these will sell for $50.
Are they boot cut on the bottom? Is that why? Are they slim and then boot cut?
Yeah, yeah. And I think they have a boot cut too. So something's different between True Boot and boot cut. So that's why you got to be very specific. This is a big pair of Levi's. These are waist 60, inseam 32. I paid $5 and I'll probably sell them for $35. They're just 560s, so they're not anything out of the ordinary. But of course, when you get to that big of a size, it is not common to be able to get them. Levi's is pretty cool because they'll make really big sizes. You can custom order them. But if you want to save a little bit of money, you just pop onto eBay and you pick up the pair for me for $35. And that is a lot of denim. Put that to the side for a minute. All right, here's a cool vintage pair of Levi's. These are made in the USA, and they are orange tab, and they're black. Black always does very well because there's obviously way more blue denim than black, so this is vintage. 540s relaxed fit, 38 waist, but wait for it, Nick. The inseam is 38. That is a tall person.
Wow.
I am tall, but my height's in my torso. My inseam is about a 32, 33. This is an inseam of a 38. So it was on sale for $5. And because of the fact it's a 38 inseam, I'm going to get about $35 for them. And then the other day I was with my wife and I have a smaller subscription-based Facebook group called The Secret Beach that's going to be opening very soon. And in it, we had this great in-depth Levi's webinar with my good friend Joy. And my wife watched it, who's not a thrifter, Nick, and she got into finding the jeans. And since the jeans sections are so big in Vegas, I can leave her in the jeans and go do the rest of the store. And then she's good for a while because she's on the hunt. She sees the money. She knows she's on the treasure hunt. So she was done with the men's and I was still finishing up, and we don't normally do girl stuff. And she walked over and found two vintage made in the USA girls. So this is the 512s. There we go. 512s. It's a size 9, but it's a size 9 short. And they were $3 and they sell for $35. And I like I said, I usually don't do the girls. And these are 512s and they are 7 short. So and they were next to each other. So at one point, this person either gained or lost weight. So it's the exact same pair of jeans in 2 different sizes, and I'll sell them both for $35 each. Again, silver tabs, and these are baggies. So the baggies are kind of the sought-after ones. These are 3630s. 38s and 40s are the main waist sizes where you'll get your good money. The prices have definitely dropped since about 2 years ago. We used to get like $100, $75. But these will still bring me $50. And they're in good shape. And all the silver tabs have, they went through a bunch of different tabs on the back and a bunch of different labels on the inside. So make sure you get pictures of everything, because the reason people like these, they don't make them anymore. They feel the denim is different, and some like this era and some like another era. So you got to make sure you have all your pictures so your customers know exactly what they are getting. All right. And I saved the Holy Grail pants for the end of the pants tub. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know I used to wear a lot of Merité and Francois Jabot jeans in the 90s, and they're still good sellers to this day. And so when the wife, who is not a thrifter, watches webinars and then goes and hunts, she gets very excited when she finds the thing she's supposed to find. So here's some Merité pants with the Velcro around the knees.
I sold a pair just like that.
And did you? How much did you get for them?
It was a while ago. It was probably like 2 years ago at least.
Okay.
I think like 60 or something.
Yep. So Velcro around the knees and the ankles.
Yep.
Problem is, people are asking too low, so the prices have waned a little bit. But I'm not. I'm asking for top dollar, and I spent $10 on these, and I want to clear at least 50. So I'm probably going to put them up for $69.99 and shoot for 50. And so now we not only found one pair, we found two pairs. So where the Velcro was green on the other pair, the Velcro is blue on this pair.
Oh, nice.
So I wore a lot of Merites. I loved them in the 90s.
Those were quick sellers for me, too. I put them up within days.
Oh, yeah. Now, sadly, Nick, these aren't the big wide legs, but I also found some Jankos. Yay.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're not familiar with Jankos, this is the brand, Janko Jeans, JNCO. If you find the ball and chain, now on the back of their pockets, they have some art. If you find the ones that have like a ball and chain, they'll sell for around $100. Now these, because there's nothing specific, it's just the Janko logo. These I will get about $50 for. I paid $10. I'll get $50 for. So, I love in the same week, I have found great silver tabs. I have found Merite and Francois Jabot. I have found Janko, and not one, but two pair of Loudmouth pants.
Nice.
So if you don't know Loudmouth, they make some great killer pants. If you tune into the Thrifty business tomorrow night, you will see one of my scores. It was one of the quickest selling things I've ever had in my history of eBay. And you're looking for that right there. LM for Loudmouth. They make all these kick-ass. If you ever seen John Daly golf, the big fat guy with the blonde hair is always drunk. That's what he wears. I probably should say allegedly. and then also you'll see the Loudmouth pattern on the inside. These I paid $14 for, and because it's just a plaid, it's not super exciting. I'll get about 40. And then these with the shamrocks, I will get 64, and I paid 14 for those also. And then the last pair of pants is Polo by Ralph Lauren duck pants. But they're my size, and so I might rock these for the fall and then sell them. I paid $6 for them. Probably going to get $70 for them. All right, throw
cool.
it back to you, Nick, and I got just a couple more things. Then my big thing.
Yeah, that's on Janko. Also, the flaming dice pattern on the back also sells really high. I always put rave wear too in my title because these ravers will go looking for that kind of stuff because some of those pants are ridiculously wide at the thing. The last time I was trying to tell you guys about something else that I had autographed. I found these on OfferUp. The lady was asking for 50 for two. I offered her 25. She said, "Can you come now?" I said, "Yep." And they're Flying V style guitars. If you look at it, I'll back it up a little bit. And it's from Vitamin Water. It was like a promotional item. But if you look closely, it's actually signed by Carrie Underwood, who used to be a spokesmodel for Vitamin Water, which is pretty cool. I haven't had these authenticated. I might put them up without it, but I have a place by my house that will do it. But I didn't find one. I found two, and it's just the opposite color, and they're both signed. They're really cool. It's a cool style guitar. I play guitar, and so I'm always browsing for guitars. I found this one recently that anything Monster sells. I sell a lot of Monster clothing. Yep. Anything dual branded with Monster. You'll see Fox with Monster. You'll see a ton of other stuff with Monster. The good thing about this guitar, I actually paid $30 for this. This guitar is actually a good company. It's ESP. It's an LTD. So it's not just a promotional guitar. It's actually a really nice guitar just with the Monster logo. I paid $30. I think the one that's listed still right now is somebody wants like $500 for it. But I'm thinking around the $250 range for that. That's pretty cool. Going back to a couple clothing items. I sell a lot of like 70s men's shirts. This one, super wide collars. These shirts always seem to do well for me. I get about $40 for them, well, 35 to 40. And this one is actually a Sears Kings Road from the men's store. JCPenney's men's store, all those 70s style shirts with a cool print, they're always going to do well. I think I sold one yesterday, actually. You find these for $2-3 all day long, and garage sales, thrift shops. So any of these sell really well. Going into denim, when I was at the Arizona Goodwill outlet, it's all wrapped, I found this bag. It's a denim bag, and it has a big old Levi's patch. And I looked it up, and it's actually Levi's made these bags for just a very short time, and has big old pockets and everything on it. It's kind of hard to see. I think I have it twisted, but so this was at the weigh and pay. So it maybe weighed like a pound. So I probably paid like $1 and like $2 at the most for it, and that'll go for about 60.
Nice. Now that's a cool, unique find. I like that a lot.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Now
The
with
chat is warning you. The chat is warning you about listening to Monster Guitar because they're notorious for
Oh, for the Monster guitars.
Yeah. Well, no, just Monster in general. They're one of the brands that really.
Oh, I've never
finicky,
had
so-
anything Veroed, and this is LTD. This isn't like a swap meet special. This is a nice guitar. I probably have like 10 guitars, and so I know my guitars pretty well. With Halloween coming up, while we were in Arizona, we found this. It's a Cinderella costume, but it's one of the super nice ones. It's literally like, it's all dolled up. It has the big old tulle, puffy, whatever they call it, for inside the dress, to make it bow out and have that big poofy look. But this is a professional, nice one. It's a women's size 3X. So it's a good size, I think. And we paid $5 for it. And these things go for about 100 plus. So actually, this might fit you, Jason, right here. I could see you.
I'll say, yeah, let's do this.
I could see you rocking this. And this is the really nice one, though. It's all sewn and embroidered. If you looked at the actual dress, you could see that it's, it's all, there's gold thread in it. It's, beaded. It's very nice. It's Cinderella. So with Halloween coming up, this is perfect. We're going to try and get this up as soon as possible.
Cinderella, night and day, Cinderella.
Yep. I just need a model for it. Here we go. These are cool. Found these also Goodwill outlet in Arizona. They're pajamas. Capri length. Uh-oh. Did we lose Jason? Let me see here. The feed real quick. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, you went bye-bye.
Oh, I went bye-bye. Okay.
Yeah, but you're back. We're back.
Okay, we're good. All right. So did you see these pajamas before I went bye-bye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The good thing
We
with
were
the
just starting
back,
to talk about them.
if you look at the back, they have a flap right here that opens up in the butt area. So these Playboy pajamas, they're pretty funny. So we paid whatever they were at the weigh and pay. So they're women's size. I don't even know what size they are. Uh-oh. Gosh dang it.
Keep going. I was just trying to refresh, see if I could come back.
Is it me that we're losing, or?
No, I think I disappeared.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. They hear me, but they don't see me.
Okay, but everybody can still see me.
Yeah, apparently it's not be too much fun to show my major score that you can't see me. What the heck?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, Nick, you keep talking. I'm actually going to leave and come back. All right.
All right, no worries. All right. So while I was at the Goodwill outlet, like, this is becoming kind of a pattern. For some reason, like, people just pass up on all the good stuff, and we just walk up. We wait until they make their huge runs and they're fighting over stuff. And then when they're done, we walk over there and we start picking through. I found a brown leather jacket that I actually just sold with a little BMW symbol, made in Germany. And then I found this Carrera design leather jacket. It's cafe racer style. Has the little belt and buckle at the neck. And then it has the, it's leather. It's the only thing with it is the fact that it's, the liner is kind of jacked up, but, it's, I should be able to get around 60 for this. For the other brown leather jacket that I sold, the BMW one, it, that went for 160, I want to say. So it was, that was a nice little score. I always seem to score at those weigh-in pays, and we're super patient. We don't run up and try and grab the coolest things. We're always, you know, grabbing, just waiting, being patient, and then we run over there and make our scores.
All right, I think I'm back in business.
Okay, cool deal.
Woo!
Yeah, I see you. So I see you working.
How much more stuff you got there, Nick?
This is, and Jason wanted me to model this, the sweetest brown leisure suit with pants and everything included. I found these at my guy's little place at the dirt lot. I mean, these guys had some really cool clothing. But this thing, I mean, complete, looks super clean. It actually feels like felt. And I might try and sport this before I actually sell it. It is probably one of the coolest things. You might see me walking around in a Vegas casino wearing this thing right here. So
nice. I like it.
Yeah, this is, but it's, yeah, it's definitely my size, and paid $1 for that.
How much you got left, Nick?
Well, no, I can pretty much finish if I have a couple things I can show.
All right, so here, let's do this. I'm going to hop back in here. I'm going to show a couple things. Then I have to actually set up my big reveal.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm going to turn my camera off for a second, and then I'll let you finish a couple things. So going along with Nick's, you know, it's like we planned this out. Going along with Nick's leisure suit, I found this entire vintage Army uniform. So there's the pants. And then here's the jacket. It's still got a couple patches on it. So there's the one patch. Or maybe my dad said Marines. I forget what my dad told me what this was. There's the other. But, you know, someone might buy it who's a collector of military uniforms, or we're going into Halloween. So this is a great costume. And this was on sale for $7. So nice. The coat's 40 and the waist and the pants is 34. So not a real big person, but it's in great condition. Absolutely great shape. And the fact that it's got 2 patches on it still made it a good purchase. So I will get my research done so I know what those patches are. Patches? We don't need no stinking patches. Tommy Bahama stuff, just the plain kind of shirts don't do as well as they used to, but anytime you have the embroidery on the back, it'll do way better. So I picked up this awesome Tommy. And I paid, my tag still on it? Nope. I think I paid $7, and I'll probably get 50 to 60 bucks for this one. Now, Nick, here's a cool find, but I'm bummed. I'm bummed because I'm pretty sure this was still sealed and wrapped and folded, and the thrift store unwrapped it. So here's a Rain Spooner long before Spooner, when it was Rain's menswear. This is a old shirt, 100% silk, made in Thailand, and it still has the fold marks. So I am sure they just unfolded this shirt, and it was probably wrapped in the plastic cellophane. And I'm so bummed because it'd be way cooler if it was still wrapped up. But this has definitely not been worn. And it's a cool old shirt, kind of going along with Nick's disco shirt.
Oh, that's a nice print.
Yeah. What size is the jacket? The jacket's a 40, Lisa. 40, 34 pants. Oh, 101 Airborne. Shit, I got to write that down. I wasn't even thinking of pen. Who's got a pen? There we go. 101 Airborne. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 sports coats I picked up, and I'm going to butcher the name of the first 2 because I never say it right. It's Erminen Gildo Zegna. It's an Italian brand, good brand to find, sought after. This jacket is this plaid right here, and this is oh no, the other one's wool. Oh no, this one is cashmere. Yeah, cashmere jacket. I paid $8, and I'm probably going to sell it for about $50. If you go look up this brand, and I'll show it again because I ain't going to say it again. If you go look up this brand and sort by solds and go to highest, you'll see what you should be looking for. You can get hundreds of dollars for full suits used. So make sure you keep your eyes out. And Screaming Eagles, thank you. And then here's another jacket I found. This one is not cashmere. This one is wool, I think. And another little tip, made in Italy is good. Styled in Italy is bullshit. So you want things that are made in foreign countries, like European foreign countries, not styled in, because that's trying to trick you. So this is another one that I'll probably get around $50 for. I paid $9 for this one. It's a great brand. And as I told you, I had Artful Dodger jeans. Here's a jacket I picked up. It's pretty sweet. So there's the inside pattern. Now, the pattern doesn't match the jeans, but it's the same color setup. It's the pinks, the purples, the blues. And that's the stitching in those other jeans. And that's why I think it might be a good little 1-2 punch. And it's kind of got some Tocha dog fur, but it's kind of edgy with some like extra stitching and material. Definitely geared towards a younger male crowd, like late teens, early 20s. And it's bedazzled to all get out. So I paid 10 for the jacket. The jacket alone is probably about $60. So again, it's Artful Dodger. Pretty big tag.
Oh, the liner's out of the way on that too.
Yeah, the liner is great. And I didn't check the pocket, but let me see if it's in there. Yep. So if you don't know, especially if you're not a dude, a lot of times all the size and information is in the pocket. So this is not selling fine suits. They're not going by the chest measurement. They're going by large, extra large, which is fine. You just got to know. So this is an extra large, 100% cotton jacket. So a lot of times in this pocket. All right, so look for that. All right, Nick, I'm going to toss it back to you for your last couple of things. I'm going to prepare my grand display.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Let's see. I grabbed a couple things. Now, I've showed these before, but they always sell, and they usually do pretty good. Another thing, caboodles. If you can find the 3-tiered ones, they actually do really well. This one's 2-tiered. The drawers kind of open up. Super clean, though. This one looks like it's never even been used. This color scheme actually should do pretty well with the hot pink, teal, and blue. I'm probably get about $40 to $50 free shipping for this. Another cool thing, I'm always looking for this kind of stuff. This is it's a leather belt, but it's like a bandolier belt. So it has like all the bullets, places where you can pull the bullets, and then a nice holster for a long barrel 38 usually. I actually have a gun that will fit this, which is kind of cool. But then when I looked at the back, I bought it on an online auction actually, and I paid $10 for it. And when I looked at the back, it was a nice little surprise. You got the Smith & Wesson stamp on the actual on the actual holster, and then on the underside of the belt too, on the belt buckle, and the belt itself is Smith & Wesson, and then USA, made in USA on the underside of the buckle. So this was a nice little score. I'm still just trying to decide if I want to sell this or not. It's really cool. I was thinking if I do sell it, because it has some like staining, I might take some polish or whatever to it. A lot of my leather jackets too, a lot of them will have like little nicks or scratches, things like that. It's so easy just to take some polish, black. I always have black, brown, white shoe polish. And because I was a police officer, and even when I was young, my dad taught me how to polish shoes. Polishing a jacket isn't that much different. And you can really make a jacket look a lot better by just throwing a little bit of polish on it. A couple more things here. We always find these, and they're just little leotards. There's a couple different brands that do really well. This brand is, I think this brand is actually called B-E-E. But there's another brand, I can't remember right now. I've sold like 5 or 6 of them. But every time, I cannot keep these in my store very long. They sell fast. They usually go for about $30. I find them for a couple dollars. And, you would think used leotards, but they've always been in really good condition. And they sell very fast. These, along with wrestling singlets, sometimes they look the same. the little wrestling uniforms that the boys wear. The reason my son won't wrestle is because he doesn't want to wear one. But those always sell really fast. And pretty much it. That's it.
Maybe you should model it.
Model. That one might fit on my leg, but that's about it. The last thing I'll show real quick while we were at that Goodwill outlet in Arizona, my wife found a ton of Indian clothing. So like Indian, Pakistani type clothing. I mean, literally these dresses are beautiful. They're all embroidered. Each one, this one has different buttons down the front, cuffs, and I mean, they're beaded, and literally we paid by the pound. And the funny thing is the minute she started putting these in her cart, we got this big crowd of people around us like, oh, are you going to buy those? Because she had just literally, this is not even half of what we have. Huge long scarves. This one's a little more like dressy and gold thread and everything. I mean, and we're paying by the pound. So, but yeah, these, I looked up some of the dresses, and depending on name brand, some of them go for in the hundreds. Some of them, are $40 to $60, but we probably have, and then the scarves, we have the huge scarves. They're like 20 feet long. I don't know. I know there's a name for them, but it kind of escapes me. Some of those sell really well, and we probably found about 10 of those, and then a bunch of pants and things like that. Somebody's whole wardrobe was, and they all look new. Everything in it looked new. Luckily, because we washed one piece that didn't look new, and all the colors bled and ruined the other stuff that was in there with it. So luckily,
bummer.
Luckily there wasn't much, and we washed it on cold and everything, and delicate, and luckily there was some towels and stuff in there with it. But other than that, yeah. So that was a huge score. I mean, we'll probably make a pretty good dollar for that lot.
Nice. All right, so let's finish this up. So when you have a nautical house, or like me, a tiki house, because nautical, especially vintage, works into tiki, you look for port and starboard lights. Now, the one's red and the other one's green. So a lot of times you'll find these little ones, and this is an old one. And I don't know if this will even open. There we go. Yeah, this one needs to be wired for a light inside of it, but the one side, and I'm not a boater, the one side indicates the right side of the boat, the other side indicates the left side of the boat. So you'll often find smaller ones. And then if you're lucky, you'll find ones that are a little bit bigger. Now, these are not what I found. These are ones I just had around the house already, because I'm guessing you're figuring out what I'm going to show you in a few seconds here. But this one was for an actual, this one would be for a light too, because a lot of these old ones were for oil lamps, but the cord would go right in this hole right here, and then you would screw on the lighting fixture right there. And so now we're talking a little bit bigger here. And when you pick these up, depending on the age and if it's electrical or oil, you can get, like this one will probably get you $50. Obviously, it's better if you have both the starboard and the port. And so when I was at Crazier Town the other day, in the back where the lamps are, I found the red one, the green one. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to buy this anyway. And then behind the counter where they keep the fancy stuff in the ghetto, they had the red one. And they are bigger, Nick, than any I have ever seen or touched. And so, oh, wait, I want to put these back up so you guys can see for scale. So here's like a decent-sized one. Port and starboard lights. They are gigantic.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Full brass, and they look really good, and you would think, oh, they're probably modern. When you look at the wiring ain't all that modern. It is definitely older wiring, and they are pretty bitchin'. And they each weigh 16 pounds. They are
made out of copper, or what are they?
Yeah. And they had sat there so long, they were on sale, and I don't think anyone else would buy these but me in this town. There's a couple others that might. They were marked down from 75 each to 50 each, and I probably could have waited it out to go down another 25, but I didn't want to chance it. So I paid $100 for the pair, and doing research, I cannot find any these this big. So that is gigantic. And, of course, they're not going anywhere because they fit perfectly in this house. They will not be for sale. But Just want to show you guys, these are the kind of things that you can find to flip. If you're not into nautical, you're not into tiki, I would imagine you could at least triple your money on these based on the size, and the fact that they work is really nice. But the condition is so great for being old. It's got a little patina. Let me bring this over a little bit more. It's got a little patina, but people like patina. Don't clean it. If the buyer wants to clean it, let them clean it. But it's in really, really great shape, and they're just so big. They're just so big and meaty and hefty that had to get them. So keep your eyes open for port and starboard lights. One will be green, one will be red, and anything vintage will sell for good money. So if those were not on your radar, get them on your radar, because you can, and those are the kind of things you can sell quickly in even Facebook groups, because there's dedicated tiki Facebook groups. I'm sure there's dedicated nautical Facebook groups, and that's the kind of thing that people look out for. That's the kind of thing designers will pick up, because when someone's got too much money and they're like, I want a whole nautical house, that's the kind of thing they'll put in their house for sure. And so now I need to figure out how to mount these suckers. I think I want to put them on my house. Off the front of our house, upstairs, we have a deck, a lanai, veranda, whatever you want to call it, going off our master bedroom, and there's 2 pillars. So I might have a guy come out here and wire them on top, and so, you know, port and starboard on the house. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Those are pretty cool.
So that is our 1-hour show that went 90 minutes. Cool. But, you know, I haven't done a haul in a while, and Nick, I wanted to have him show some cool stuff, and so between the two of us, you definitely saw a lot of unique different things. And so if any of these things were outside your norm, definitely start looking at them before you even go to the thrift store. Look at them on eBay. Go search sold cassettes. Go look for autographed guitars. Go look for port and starboard lights. Go look for Artful Dodger sports coats or blazers. Those are the things that you might not be on your radar that you should put on your radar. All the jeans I showed, I've talked about before, but I always want to show you guys they're there. They're to be found. Get your non-thrifting spouse into it. They can go find the cool jeans. And tomorrow night, Thrifty Business, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. My special co-host tomorrow night is Lindy Glenn. You know Lindy because she's got a great YouTube channel. And tomorrow night, I will explain how I walked out of the store when I really shouldn't have with this awesome, awesome phone. And we'll talk about that. Ooh, dear. Along with a lot of good scores and duds. And I am going to share my loudmouth pants score tomorrow night to really more hammer home that you should be looking for loudmouth. So, Nick, people want to know if you have a YouTube channel or if you want to share your eBay store ID.
I'm actually getting ready to launch my YouTube channel. So, essentially, it's going to be me transitioning from a part-time eBay seller. I probably put about 10 to 15 hours a week into it right now, to, you know, becoming a full-time eBay seller, retiring from my job, my move to Arizona, and general life hacks. I'm one of those jack of all trades, masters of nothing. So hope you guys liked the video, and make sure you guys hit the thumbs up for Jason here. I appreciate you having me again.
Oh, hey, thanks for coming on. And yeah, if you guys like what you saw, hit the thumbs up down below. If you didn't like what you saw, really tell me you didn't like it, and give me a thumbs down twice, and that'll really hammer it home that you didn't like it. And we'll be back, like I said, tomorrow night, Thrifty Business, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast. And if you're in the Secret Beach, we're doing the promoted listings webinar Saturday morning. And then Mom and I will be back on Sunday for Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being thrifty over 50. And then I'll be gone for 2 weeks, but I'll be doing some lives from thrifting in Europe. And I'll be doing, if you're watching in Europe, I'm having 2 meetups, one in London, one in Paris. But hit me up and I'll tell you where and when. But if you follow me on social media, whether it be Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, everywhere we'll be doing social media. We're going over with some friends, and we're thrifting at all-night flea markets and thrift stores and boot stores or boot sales. I'm trying to learn all the names of thrift stores over there. So keep your eyes open. Just search hashtag Thrifting Europe, and that's where that's when I'm gonna hashtag everything. So I'll be doing videos, pictures, the whole works, and we're going to thrift and tiki bar away across Europe for 2 weeks. And then I'll be back for the normal schedule when I get back home to Vegas. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in live. For those of you who watch after the fact, thank you for tuning in also. If you've not subscribed, subscribe down below. And when you do subscribe, it'll give you a little bell. Click on that bell. It lets you know when I'm going live, so you won't miss any of these fun shows. So, Nick, thank you. Next time you're in Vegas, let me know. We'll get together and hang out and do some thrifting.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right, buddy. We are out of here. Bye-bye. Have a good day, everyone. See you tomorrow night.